Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Thursday, the 20th of October. So we're almost two-thirds of the way, or three-quarters of the way through the month. We've got a little way to go. We've got next week plus 2 more days, so Friday and the following Monday after next week as well. So that gives us 7 trading days left of the month to go. Today I was looking for a good green day. We've had 3 green days in a row this week, and I wanted to have a good green day over gold, ideally to the tune of about $7,000 or more, to get us back on track for the month. We ended up going $12,000 down. This was, well, essentially I got faked out pre-market by a company called Silo, well, going under the ticker Silo. It was Silo Pharmaceutical, and it had a really good catalyst, moved up heavily, and as I got in, I waited for the pullback, first pullback, I got in as it broke new highs, and it completely reversed. And I thought, okay, well, it's just pulling back, then it flushed. So I thought, okay, it's going to get bought up, so added to the position, and it went back down again. So then I just traded it badly, but should have cut my losses at around 5,000-6,000 down, and I ended up doubling my losses and losing almost a whole dollar on the position. Well, actually, a little over a whole dollar on the position. But that being said, it was something, and I dare say, it looked like it was kind of a manipulated pump and dump type stock. I'll show you the chart in just a second so you can see for yourself. But look, we lost on it. That's the long, the short, and the tall of it is we lost. So we were playing catch up from $12,000 down. We were playing catch up from the off, and there wasn't a lot to for us to trade. So we ended up, we traded AMPX. We traded. We saw that a lot of the mid and large cap stocks were moving. So then we started trading Alcoa Aluminium, and we traded that to the long side. We got nearly $2,500 green on that to the long side. Then it started to look weak. The SPY, the ETF that tracks the S&P 500, i.e. the market itself, started to turn around and sell off after rallying for a little while. So I thought, okay, it's looking weak, I'm going to short it. And I got nearly $2,000 green shorting that particular ticker as well. We traded, well, actually, I'll show you the stocks that we traded. We traded 10 different stocks, 9 different stocks, 10 different trades today, because Alcoa counts as 2 trades, 1 to the long side, 1 to the short side, are profitable on both of those. We were almost at goal, so we're trading all day. And I've not traded this much for a long time. And normally I will give it a rest, come back, trade a little bit during the day, give it more of a rest, come back later. But I was pretty much constant throughout the day. I took the dog out for a quick walk. We had like 20 minutes before coming back in. And it's probably the most I've traded in a long time. So green on the day, however, 2,800. Let's just take a look at the summary of where we actually were. So we traded Silo to start off with, and Silo started off pre-market, had this pump move up, and it moved up as we got this pullback here. That's where it started to make a new high. That's where we got in here. Now the spreads were quite wide. So as much as 20 cents. As this made new highs, we still weren't right, and we still weren't green. It did come back and kind of bounced up here at 670. We still didn't get green because we were up 679 or whatever it was that we got in originally. No, 682 was our entry position up here. Now we wanted to get in for the break of the $0.50 as it makes new highs, but as it broke the $0.50, it absolutely jumped, and I pushed the trigger and got a really crappy fill. So it came down, bounced on the VWAP. I could have added to my position there, may have allowed me to get out as we move back up. Didn't. As it flushed down here, I added to the position for a bounce. and then it kind of came back up and flushed again and sold off, and it just didn't follow through. So that's where we lost it. That was set the day up, if you will, and we could have had such a good day but for that stock. That was the first stock of the day, and we found ourselves over $12,000 down, but not despondent. I could have just quit and, you know, come back tomorrow, fresh head on me, but I thought, no, I'll watch, I'll take a look and see what else is going. And we traded AMPX. So this is Amprius. We traded this yesterday. It moved up really well yesterday. As you can see, I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit because we got in here as we started to make new highs. First pullback, second pullback, we got in, rolled it up, took some profits up at the top. We made about $1,600, nearly $2,000 on this particular ticker. It started to pull back out. So we got out as it made new lows here. Should have been looking at the patterns because there's a clear double top here. Now, no, we're breaking up, going green again, which we're testing that 1110 level. And I got in up here as we broke the green line, but a move back up. Didn't even think that this is a bearish pattern. And it's a clear bearish pattern, the double top. And it sold off at the open. So as it broke the VWAP, we got out and we were $600 down on that on the day. So we made profit on this on the way up, and then we should have just left that to sell off because it's clear and evident. And sometimes you make those stupid calls in your head. You get in, and afterwards you think, why didn't I see the pattern? It's as clear as day. It's a clear bearish pattern, and anybody worth a cent said, look, it needs to break new highs before you even get in. What I would wait for at the open, don't get in at the open, wait for it to break the pre-market highs at the open, and then maybe look for the break of the $0.50. Well, you know, it's one of those kind of clear mistakes that I made, and I've been trading like that this month, for whatever reason, not spotting the obvious, the exit indicator, the reversal indicators, just not spotting them, and getting faked out as a result. So that took us even further down. We were a little over 12,000 down on Silo. That took us another 600 down, so we're over, you know, almost $13,000 down at this stage. And then we traded. What did we trade next? We traded Alcoa to the long side. So Alcoa, along with the overall market, was moving up really, really well today, and we traded this to the long side. We got in as it went green on the day. That's where we really got in. We waited for the move up here and then the pullback, and then we started to ride this up. And we traded this, you know, quite helpfully up to about $40. Then it started to consolidate. We got in here when it popped, so we were out here, but then it popped up again. We got in there. And we were able to take a little bit of profit there before it started to pull back again. And Alcoa, we got in on the next pullback, not quite the last one, but we got in on this pullback here, moved up. We didn't get this next pump, but this is where we started to see that it was showing weakness, and it started to kind of sell off. I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking at that, and I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it's time to short. So as it started to come down, it kind of got to the $40 level here, and that's when I shorted it. You see, we got the bounce here, and then I shorted it here. I shorted it all the way down to the VWAP. I did try and short it a little bit further under the VWAP, but then it said, so I put stops in place as well, and as it made its way back up to the VWAP, I got stopped out. So that was Alcoa. So we made $2,500 on Alcoa to the long side, and we traded it to the short side. And we got almost $2,000 on that as well. Shopify, we traded Shopify. We got in, this made a big move up, then we got the double bottom. So I got in here and was able to ride this up a little bit. And we got $400, just over $400 on that. Again, these are larger value stocks. When they move and they've got volatility, you can get really good gains trading some of these larger value stocks. But basically, just on this double bottom, it looked very bullish, and then as it moved up, we were able to take some profits there with Shopify. It did get a bit choppy up at the top end, and we didn't trade that again for the rest of the day. What did we trade next? That's when we traded Alcoa again. Then we traded NGM. So this was NGM Biopharmaceutical. This is where we traded this up at the top end. So we got in here, this was moving up, and we got in here as it moved down, it started to move back up. And we were able to trade this up to, here's our final transaction. And we got out as this broke down here, and we got stopped out. So it did flush down again a little bit later, but NGM was $250. We made $250 on it. It wasn't a huge move. It wasn't a huge move. It was kind of steady, slow and steady as it moved up. The range wasn't great. So we're talking about 4 or 5 cents on the average true range. So it was just one of those slow burners as it was moving up. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just put a position in place. I watched it for a little while, watched it go green. As soon as I got 10 cents profit, I put a trailing stop of 10 cents in there. And then it just went up and it got stopped out a little bit later, $250. So that was NGM Biopharma. Then we traded Snapchat. So it's a busy day today, very busy day today. So we got in Snapchat, this move up, pull back, and then we got in and we were able to get in. Then we added to the top, so we actually lost a bit as it pulled back. We then got in here and made it a little bit of that back. Snapchat was it was good to us because whilst we lost a bit, we made some gains here on this first pullback on the way up. But when we added to the position up at the top, when it pulled back, we actually got stopped out. Then we looked for next candle to make a new high, which was here, and we were able to get an extra little piece there, and we got out as it broke down here. And Snapchat over $1,000 on that move. It was a good 20 cents on that. We were in for 5,000 shares. We took 2,500 off on the way up, and we added 5,000 back. So we're at 7,000 up at the top. So as it pulled back, we lost a little bit of that, and as I say, we finished a little over $1,000 up on Snapchat. ASTI, Ascent Solar Technology Incorporated. So ASTI is the ticker, and this is the one that really set us going on the day. So we're trading lots of kind of 5,000 shares at a time. So this moved up into the first halt, into the second halt, and then it moved up. And as it moved, I think it moved up into another. No, it didn't move into another halt. It moved up and then it flushed hard down into a downwards halt. So it's very volatile. And I was up here looking for an entry, waiting for the pullback, but it flushed down before I got it. Then I thought, okay, I'll take a bounce on the VWAP, which is what I did. Took a bounce on the VWAP, rode it up, got some gains there, got out. It pulled all the way back down, so I did exactly the same again, bounce on the VWAP, and then it pulled back down. I was able to get in a position here as it moved up, new high, and ride that up again. So all in all, that worked out really well for me, and was able to get some. We got green on that one on the day, and then a little bit later, after it pulled back, we were able to trade it again. So as this flushed down, this looked like a double bottom, and one of the guys in the Discord was saying, look, it's moving back up, watch for the break of 6. Watch for the break of 6. I didn't get in, I waited for the break of the VWAP, and I got in as it broke the VWAP and rolled that up and took some profits. It did come back down and then went back up again, and then it got a bit choppy. We were like looking for the break of 660 throughout the day. It did break 660, but then flushed hard down. I didn't get in there, so I'm glad I didn't. But we were looking for, you know, more out of that. But I was $11,000 up on that, so you know, happy days. Now at that stage, I was about $5,000, well, just shy, about 4,600 or 4,700 up on the day, or whatever it was. I was a little shy of my goal, so OCD kicking. I'm thinking, take a couple more trades, Tony, just a couple more trades. You don't need to take big size. You don't. You just, all you need to do is take a couple of thousand shares and get yourself over goal. You were so heavily down after that silo trade. To actually get green and then get to goal would be a phenomenal achievement, Tony. And I'm convincing myself, take a few more trades, and I knew full well I shouldn't have done. So we traded sober safe, and it was moving up. We're getting this flat top forming here and the ascending wedge into the flat top. That's one of my favorite bullish patterns. We're getting this flat top here at 38. So I'm looking for the break of 40, maybe looking at 39 to get in for the break of the 40 cent level. So we've got this flat top here, consistently tapping 38, So I'm waiting for this ascending wedge, flat top, as it breaks. More volume coming in, so it broke with increased volume. I'm thinking breakout. It usually happens. So I got in at 339, and what happened? It reversed. So I lost $800 on that, and that was a stereotypical breakout. The pattern was on point. The entry was pretty much what you would expect. The volume confirmation, everything that you would expect for a bullish breakout of this flat top ascending wedge, and it didn't go my way. And sometimes it does that. The patterns are not 100%, and you've got to accept that, and you've got to be able to cut your losses as it does break down. And I did. So unfortunately, that cost me. Then we traded. I thought, okay, because that was such a good pattern, such a good bullish pattern, I just thought that was, it wasn't me. It was just one of those things that you've got to take in your stride. I can make that back. So now instead of making $400, I've got to make $1,200, and I'll be over goal. And this is where overtrading starts to kick in, fatigue starts to kick in, and you start to misjudge your patterns, misjudge your timing, and it just doesn't go your way when you start doing things like that. So we traded one more trade today, and that was finger motion. And finger motion, we lost on this as well, which was kind of my cue to call it a day. So finger motion, we got in here again. We're looking for this breakout. We got this breakout here. We've got this flat top formation, but I should have known with this spike here that it wasn't. So we got this breakout, and as it moved up, we entered the position for the break of $7. And it went up to about 706. I was looking for at least 10 cents on the move, and it pulled back. And okay, it pulled back quickly and then moved back up again. So I thought I'll hold this, and then it started to sell off. And when it kind of broke 690, I just got out, and $1,100 down. I held that a little bit too long because I was thinking we had the support here at 690. Which is why I didn't get out. I got in for the break of $7, looking for 710. Risk was 690, so it's a 1-to-1 risk. And then it broke down below there, and I thought, okay, no, I'm done, and I'm giving back the profit. I've worked so hard all day, absolutely exhausted. Worked so hard all day to get green and to get to goal, and I was a smidgen away, and I should have just quit when I finished with Asti, but greed took over, and I stayed a little bit too long. However, that being said, was still a green day, and every green day is a good day. Get green, stay green, and I was able to do that today, despite having such a huge setback to start off with. So to get green on a very, Very busy day. There's a lot of stock movement. There was a lot of mid and high cap stocks. I don't normally day trade the mid and high cap stocks, but the volatility was there. There was a lot of movement in the market. So it was worthwhile looking at those. The likes of Snapchat, the likes of Alcoa, etc. And Shopify, so mid cap stocks that, you know, moving well today, so they were worth taking a trade on. On those stocks, we were able to get some good gains. 400 on Snapchat, 1,000 on Snapchat, 400 on Shopify, and going both long and short on Alcoa. I was able to get, you know, nearly 4,500 on that. So if we hadn't had the huge fake out to start off with Silo, then we could have had a really good day. Okay, that being said, let's take a look at the statistics, shall we? So I've imported my trades already. As you can say, you know, 2,800 for the day. And if we look at the details of that, what does that put us up? It doesn't really change things much from where we were. We still need 65k in the next 7 days. So 10k a day, we'll do it. 9k a day, and we won't be far off. Realistically, is that going to happen? If we don't get that early fake out, then the way we traded today, after that, we traded really well. A lot of the patterns that we got in, up until the last 2 trades, I would say a lot of the patterns worked well for us. We were patient. We managed the risk well. The only thing that let us down was that first trade on Silo. And of course, we gave a little bit back on AMPX from when we got a green trade on there as well. But I'm not too worried about that one. It's the Silo trade that let us down. So after today, statistics on the month in terms of ratios, 41 to 26. So it's kind of, what's that, 8 to 5? In terms of ratios, it's closest I'm going to get there. It's not quite 2 to 1, that's for sure. And on the risk versus reward, 128 versus 83. So 6 to 4. 3 to 2, whatever. Yeah, 3 to 2, a little over 3 to 2. It's about 3 to 2. We're not quite at the golden ratio that we are across the year, but today it was a victory on the level of get green, stay green. When we say, and I say this every day, get green, stay green. Every green day is a good day. And I've been doing this too often of late. This last month in particular, so September and October. Taking a losing trade and having to dig my way out of a hole, and it's exhausting doing that. It's so much easier taking a winning trade, getting a nice cushion and building on it. It's so much easier than doing it that way. Not only is it easier, but it's confidence building doing it that way. Once you've got a good green cushion on the day, build your confidence on that, and then start taking, and not necessarily swinging for the fences, but you're able to take a bigger risk because you've got that cushion as well, which allows you to take bigger gains. And unfortunately, we've not been in that position too often in October. We've found ourselves in the red for the first, pre-market in a lot of cases, quite well, too often. So I'm thinking I might cut out trading for pre-market tomorrow, see what happens, and just trade the open and see if that helps. But knowing me, I'll see something moving really well pre-market. I'll take a trade and end up in exactly the same position. If you're on my chat tomorrow, if you're on my live stream tomorrow, which I will be going live and streaming my trades live 90 minutes before the market opens. So from 8 a.m. market time or 1 p.m. where I'm based. If you are on my live stream tomorrow in the chat and you see me taking a trade that's not an A+ setup, please stop me. Please stop me. So I'll be streaming those trades live, as I say, from 90 minutes before the market open. And I think just call it out if you think I'm taking a trade that's bad, poor risk. and I'm not executing against my strategy, then just scream out. Boredom trades are costing me this month, because it's been difficult finding trades that either have the volatility or the volume. So boredom trades have been what I've been taking, because I feel like I'm sat at my desk, I need to be doing something, and I really should just go and, do something, go on the gym, get on the exercise bike, or whatever it is. I need to go on the exercise bike as it happens. And those boredom trades have been costing me. So anyway, I'll be at it tomorrow. Come join me, watch me trading live, get involved. If you see me trading against my strategy, then let me know. If you want to learn how to trade, then, as I say, come join the Day Trade with Tony community. Check out the link in the description and come join us. We've got the Discord we've got the Day Trade with Tony course, which gives access to the lifetime access to the Day Trade with Tony Discord as well. Got a growing community over there of like-minded traders. We trading all day long in the Discord. Doesn't mean that you have to trade all day long in the Discord. But, we're calling out all the patterns that we're seeing. We're not saying it's a signal for you to jump in or anything like that. What we're saying is that this is what I'm seeing. Are you seeing the same thing? And you make your own judgment call. You make your own decisions on whether it's a trade you want to take or not. That's entirely up to you. So, in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening. I hope you do as well. And we'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Hope to see you there. Take care.